Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're digging into a question that honestly is on a lot of our minds these days. When you need backup power, should you get an inverter generator or a conventional one? All right, let's get right into it. You know the feeling, right? The lights flicker, and then they're just gone. The Wi Fi cuts out, the fridge goes quiet, and just like that, you're sitting in the dark. It's so frustrating, and it seems to be happening more and more. And, it's not just about being annoyed. With the power grid feeling a little, shall we say, shaky these days, having a solid backup plan is a bigger deal than ever. It's about keeping things running, from your home office to your family's safety. So, to tackle this problem, we've got two main contenders in the ring. Think of them as two different kinds of champions. On one side, we have the inverter generator, the smart, precise one. And on the other, the conventional generator, the big, powerful, rugged workhorse. Now, before we can really pick a winner for you, we've got to pop the hood and see how these machines actually tick. Because really, the way they're built, that's what makes all the difference in the world. At the most basic level, they both do the same thing. They take fuel, like gasoline, and they have a little engine that turns that fuel into electricity. Simple enough, right? But, and this is the key part, it's how they get that power to you that changes everything. Okay, so check this out. This is where they go their separate ways. A conventional generator just takes the raw power its engine makes and shoots it straight out to your plugs. It's direct, it's strong. An inverter, though, does this really clever three-step dance. It takes that raw power, cleans it up by turning it into DC power, and then digitally flips it back into perfectly smooth, clean AC power. That little extra process, it's a total game changer. All right, now that we've got that key difference locked in, let's throw these two into the ring and see how they stack up, head-to-head in the areas that really matter to you. First up, power quality. And honestly, in 2025, this is a huge deal. An inverter gives you clean power. That's the super stable electricity that your laptop, your fancy TV, your smartphone, all your sensitive electronics absolutely need to run safely. A conventional generator, on the other hand, puts out dirty power, which can have tiny surges that could actually damage that expensive gear. It's great for a power saw, maybe not so much for your new computer. Next up, noise. I mean, nobody wants to be that neighbor during an outage, right? An inverter generator just kind of hums along, about as loud as a normal conversation. A conventional one? Well, just imagine a lawnmower running outside your window non-stop. That's because the inverter's engine can slow down when you're not using a lot of power, while the conventional engine is stuck running at one speed, loud. And that exact same engine technology completely changes the fuel game. Because an inverter only works as hard as it has to, it's way more fuel efficient. We're talking up to 60% more. It's like a marathon runner, just sipping fuel to go the distance, often for 8 to 12 hours. The conventional generator, it's a sprinter, going full blast all the time and burning through gas a lot faster. And here's the classic trade-off: portability versus pure muscle. Inverters are the lightweights. They're compact, easy to toss in the car for a camping trip or carry to where you need it. Conventionals are the heavyweights. They're built for massive power output, like enough to run your central AC, but you're definitely going to need those wheels to move them around. Okay, so we've seen all the specs. Now let's get down to the real question: which one is right for you? Because the best generator isn't about which one is better in a vacuum, it's about which one is better for your life. So first, ask yourself this: what am I really trying to do here? Is my number one goal to power my modern stuff, my computer, my phone, the TV? Am I thinking about taking it camping or RVing, or maybe just keeping the home office running smoothly during an outage? If you found yourself nodding along to those questions, then an inverter is almost certainly your champion. It's just perfect for all those recreational activities, it's a lifesaver for protecting your electronics, and it's really the only sane choice if you live in a quiet neighborhood. But what if your needs are bigger? What if you're trying to power a whole construction site full of tools, or run a well pump, or maybe back up the huge appliances in your house like your air conditioner? In that case, the conventional generator is your workhorse, no doubt about it. It is built for those rugged, high-demand situations where raw, brute force power is all that matters, and things like noise or sipping fuel just aren't the top priority. All right, let's talk about the final decision maker for most of us, the price tag. How does that initial hit to the wallet stack up against the long-term value? So right off the bat, the upfront cost is a pretty big difference, no question about it. conventional generators are way more affordable on day one. You can get a lot of power for your money. In fact, for the same amount of power, you can expect to pay up to 50% more for an inverter, and that's a serious chunk of change. But, and this is really important, that is not the whole story. Because here comes the payback. Remember how crazy fuel-efficient inverters are? Well, that efficiency can easily save you $100 to $200 a year in gas. For a lot of people, that means the extra cost of the inverter actually pays for itself in just a year or two. So here's what it all boils down to. It's about your priorities. Are you looking for quiet, efficient, clean power for a modern lifestyle? The inverter is your clear winner. Or do you just need raw, massive power for heavy-duty jobs and want to save money up front? Then the conventional generator is still the king. And that leaves us with one final thing for you to think about. As you're making this choice, are you just planning for a minor inconvenience today? Or are you building a power strategy that's resilient enough for whatever tomorrow might throw at us? The right choice really does depend on you.